I'm here to help launch this year's National Consumer Week. It's 22 years old, I've checked, National Consumer Week, and it's provided essential education and awareness raising to both consumers and business alike on matters of consumer protection. It delivers real benefits, and last year we joined forces with Trading Standards Institute to help advise consumers on how to shop safely online by developing advertising posters and a safe shopper's guide. Every National Consumer Week is important, but this is an exceptional year. The 2012 Olympics will bring millions of additional visitors to Britain. Visit Britain is hoping will attract 4 million more people over 4 years as a result, but sadly there are people who will be coming along who want to abuse that great opportunity. So I warmly welcome this year's focus on the Olympics and on the risks of potential counterfeits of sporting goods. The Olympics will be the national event of 2012, and we want to ensure that consumers and tourists can enjoy it unimpeded by counterfeit goods or scams. There'll be unscrupulous people who will always take advantage of the opportunity to sell fake Olympic and potentially harmful goods. We've already seen some evidence for this in Coventry, where Coventry City Councillors' Trading Standards officers seized fake Olympic cigarette lighters, I understand, at the car boot sales. The thing we must always remember is that the bad guys are usually as clever as, or cleverer than, the good guys. These aren't amateurs, these are professionals. They'll be coming here in their droves. The dangers of fakes are well documented. They can be dangerous to health and to the economy. Inevitably, there are links with IP crime to other forms of illegal activity. Last year's survey of Trading Standards officers found that 79% of respondents discovered associated criminality when investigating intellectual property cases. Given these issues, I would urge consumers to follow a checklist which is provided by Trading Standards Institute when buying the sporting goods as part of the Good Sports Don't Fake It campaign.
As you're probably aware, we are the sort of main clothing sponsor for the Olympics, and we've been working ever since London really became the Olympic city. We've been working with the Olympic Committee to try to put things in place to make sure that consumers, when they do come over here, have a good experience. The last thing we want them to be doing is buying things that as soon as they wash them, the colour runs, or it shrinks, or the buttons drop off, or the things just drop to bits. So we've been working very closely and going out and training for both police, trading standards, customs, anyone that will listen to us, to be honest. And whilst unfortunately the Felicia can't be with us, one of the things that I'm sure she would want me to point out to everybody is that the easiest thing for anyone to recognise a genuine Olympic product is this holographic sticker that they put on everything. If it's not got this holographic sticker on, then people should be certainly concerned. And just to double with that, we have our own security labels inside products. But I have to say that up until now, we've seen very, very little in the way of counterfeit products. We're assuming that the tidal wave is going to come perhaps after Christmas. We're working on the principle that probably counterfeiters are not going to want to be caught with vast quantities of product at the moment, but it is going to come. And I mean, one of the things that we have seen, because we've been talking this morning about online frauds, is this T-shirt. This T-shirt was unfortunately bought from our favourite source, eBay. It was available in any colour you wanted. You could have it in men's, you could have it in women's, you could have it in satin sleeves or raglan sleeves or however you wanted. It's a direct copy of this Adidas T-shirt. The only thing missing, of course, is the Adidas logo and the Adidas labelling. So we are out there watching all the time and working closely with Felicia and her team at LowCog. We have joined in with Brand Eye, which I know is associated with the Trading Standards Institute. And anybody seeing any fake websites can report them to them and they will report it back to us for us to take some sort of action on. And of course we're members of the anti-counterfeiting group, and they've given us great support when it comes to getting the message out there about anti-counterfeiting of Olympic products. Come Olympic time, we will have our own team of people in and around London out there looking and working again with the local people and the police and trading standards to try and ensure that any product that does turn up in the marketplace is removed immediately.
I am delighted to be here to be a part of the campaign for National Consumer Week and for the trading standard. For so many reasons. Like you said, I've done 6 consecutive Olympic Games, and you know, all of them have been quite honourable, quite a lot of honest people turn up to watch the games. They've been fun, and I think for me the reason why I wanted to join this campaign is because I have also seen some unhappy times of people who's turned up to watch major games and they've not been able to get in because they had not bought, you know, more or less the right tickets, gone through the right routes and everything like that. And I'm talking about young children and their family turning up and tears coming down, and it's quite heartrending. It's very hurtful to see when people really feel that they're coming to watch a major sport and then you turn up and then you get turned away because you can't get in because you just have not got the right tickets to go in. So I think it's really important for us to make aware to people who are out there who trying to get tickets, Olympic tickets, or for whatever major games, that they must go through the right channels. Don't really try and beat the system as well, because that too can be a major mistake. To see your sporting heroes who you're looking to see and they get so sadly disappointed. I think it's marvellous that we are looking at the websites and online and everything that we do, but there's also one big thing we can't beat as well, and that's word of mouth. And there's a lot of people who, unfortunately, are not technology savvy, but do know about the computers, do know about the online, but, they have friends, close friends too, who can just remind them if they're looking to purchase a ticket, do try and go through the right way, through either, the governing bodies of BOA and also a lot of websites who are, genuinely there. So I think it's just one of those things that we've got to sort of really push. Bear in mind that everybody who comes to watch us Olympic Games, we haven't had the Games since 1948, is looking for it to be a very successful Games, to just feel a bit of the things that I felt when I won my gold medal in 1984 and some of the other Games, but just to make sure that we can keep saying to them, go the right way, go the right channels, get the right ticket, purchase them the right way, and we'll all have a happy, fun and enjoyable game. So I'm really delighted that the trading standards and National Consumer Weeks and everybody else has got involved to push this. We really need this, and it's going to be very worthwhile in the end.
It's a really good opportunity to tackle topical issues and get on the side of consumers, and to get ahead of the game perhaps in alerting them to things that are just around the corner for them, so that they've got their eyes and ears open in a market environment where increasingly, since the recession, we've seen a growth in scams and rip-offs, and consumers and businesses under pressure will mean that even perhaps a business that was trading fairly might be tempted to cut corners going forward because their income is under pressure. We know today that consumers are bothered about lots of scams, people ringing them up all hours of the night and day, offering them loans, offering debt advice, prizes, building work, switching services, switching energy is the top irritant for consumers today. And we don't want to add the Olympics to that list, frankly. And so this campaign is very timely. We already see people ripped off hundreds of pounds in fake ticketing scams on the internet for football. We already see people ripped off for sports goods that they've ordered over the internet and aren't delivered. And we're already seeing issues locally around accommodation being under pressure around the Olympics, where people are being given notice to quit on property where the landlord thinks they can get more rent. But we also know that there's lots of rented properties you see on the internet that don't exist. people paying deposits or fees to view properties that don't exist. And so there are things like that that we think could be part of the Olympic rip-off due to the opportunities that exist.
It's great to be able to support the Consumer Week and obviously the training standards who got me involved. Unfortunately, here's my sub-story now, by the way. Surviving at the road. So no, basically what happened to me early this year is I decided to get a bicycle so I could do some commuting and obviously some training. So being me, I thought that I'm pretty good on the computer. I'm that generation where I'm not scared of it. I know how it works, and I'd like to think that I know all the scams that are out there. Wrong. I found a bicycle that I really liked on what I thought was a website that I could trust. So I bought this bike, came to my home, opened it up, like, yo, got my bike. Gave it to the people who were going to build the bikes, which was just a frame, and they called me up and said, Ben, there's a possibility that the bike you built is a counterfeit. I was like, what? Yeah, I think it could be a counterfeit. Not only is it a counterfeit, it's unroadworthy. Actually, if we built this bike up for you, it would have collapsed. And as you know, living in central London, riding a bicycle is dangerous as it is, let alone riding one that's going to collapse. And I still feel silly telling you this, but I did feel silly. I did feel like I was an idiot for doing this. And luckily my partner said, we have to get in touch with the training standards by Wandsworth Council. And they pointed me in the right direction and were fantastic. It made me realise that, you're not an idiot, these things do happen. And they supported me through the whole case, really, and that's why I'm here, really, just to hope that me talking and for you guys to spread the words that it does happen, and hopefully I can help you guys be aware of it. So yeah, I mean that's really my sob story. So violence can start now. But yeah, so I mean thanks again for having me here, and I hope my message is heard clear.
When you're in training standards, Citizen Advice or others, you realise very quickly actually that actually a lot of people feel silly and embarrassed that they've made this mistake, and that often prevents them actually doing anything about it.
Yeah, it's very close to not doing anything about it.
Yeah, it does. It's an understandable reaction, and we in training standards see so many people that have. For example, it may have been nothing to do with this subject, but they may have been scammed in the sense of spending what can be scores of thousands of pounds on what might be doorstep calling, roof repairs, what might be international scam mails, and we see it all the time, and it's absolutely heartbreaking how people just find themselves digging themselves deeper and deeper because they won't talk and spread that. So in that sense, I think you've displayed the sort of courage that you're going to need to display in that place over there.
Very similar.
That's a pretty good start.